thought I was running out of stories, but it turns out when you sort of like get back into the dating scene, you end up with more stories. Funny how that goes. I've told all of my like really good ones that, are funny or kind of, I don't know, out there a little bit. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to have to stop, I'm just going to have to stop telling these stories because all the good ones are gone. But because I continue to put myself out there, for the sake of research, to report back to all of you how online dating is going. It's a whole world in its own. And I think people are getting more and more unkind. I think everybody sees it. Most people see it as a negative thing. I view it as a positive, but you really have to have the right mindset to be able to do that. And it's really rare to meet up with people who have that same mindset as well. I want to go and have a connection or have a moment with someone. And that may be the only thing that happens. It may be one date and that's the moment, and then the moment's done. Unless obviously you meet somebody that you kind of connect with. That's good to me. Like that's worthwhile. Connecting with a stranger and having conversation, dinner, whatever. But I can't even get people to that point anymore. Really. It's getting really difficult for people to actually meet up. And I keep getting ghosted / stood up. I don't know which you want to call it, because I've actually been stood up at least a couple times where I was at the restaurant waiting for the person who then never texted, never showed, and I never heard from again. That's happened twice. I mean, this has been at least a couple years ago. But now people just ghost you just as easy. And I mean, I get it in a way. It's a lot easier for people to ghost or to just not follow up with people because then they don't have to have the uncomfortable conversation of, I'm not interested, or I met somebody else, or whatever it might be. It's far easier on our psyches and our emotions to just not have to deal with it. But then that just means that we all walk around sort of being unkind to people, and then everybody has a negative view of online dating because this is how everybody acts. I was actually talking to someone, and we met up once briefly, kind of out at a sports bar, game on TV, very casual type setting. But it was enough for us to sort of figure out if we vibed. Because a lot of times you think that you will, and then you meet up, and then there's something that's just off. And there's no rhyme or reason for it. It's just something's missing. Anyway, so we passed the vibe check, or at least I thought we did. I thought we did based on some of the things he was saying to me. I thought so based on how I was feeling myself. So we tentatively had plans set up, to watch a game together. And the night rolls around, and like 45 minutes before game time, I'm like, haven't heard a word. So I just messaged and said something like, how'd your day end up? And we had some interaction, but then it was kind of like the plans just went out the window. So I still don't even know what that's about. What I would guess is maybe like we're all talking to different people at the same time. It's very rare to get in a situation where you're talking to just one person at a time until it makes sense to get to that point where you're talking to just that one person. Until you get to where you like have a vibe with somebody and you want to kind of see it go a little bit further, then you're checking out all sorts of different people. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing bad or wrong with that. It's just that's the nature of what we're doing. We're like trying on shoes in a way, like we're trying on people to see what fits. And for me, I'm not one of those people out to find a husband, which so many people are out to do. They're out to find a partner. And I guess I just don't understand that mentality. But it exists, and it's incredibly prevalent on both sides, I think. People just out and out say, I'm looking for my ride or die or whatever it is. And that automatically tells you that that person doesn't have enough love within themselves, for themselves, they're still seeking it outside themselves. So to me, that is a red flag for somebody to be saying that they're looking for a partner. And then I've always heard too that, we sort of manifest the things that we think. And if you feel that you're lacking to the point that you want to have a partner, it's just reinforcing the fact that something is missing for you. You don't have that partner. And the more you crave it, the more you push it further and further away from you. That's sort of the way I see it. But anyway, I think it's really important to be, if I'm going to be out here in the middle of all this online dating, I'm happy to be a voice for it, because we need to approach people in a nicer way. Like, seriously, just let's all do better.